point last year, we were packing up our Model 3 with our family of 5 and our dog. We had quickly realized that we needed to order a Model Y, so this year you will see us traveling in our Model Y. We are going to be taking another 3,000-mile road trip, only this one is going to go from Jacksonville, Florida, hitting a few sites along the way up to Niagara Falls. Our first stretch that we will be showing here is going to Luray, Virginia.
We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go.
We just left the house. We're heading out on our big summer trip. We have another almost 3,000-mile road trip going from Florida all the way to Niagara Falls. But first stop on the way is going to be Savannah. We're going to stop for a supercharger and Pooler, and we left the house with 329 miles on a full charge on our Model Y 7-seater. I'll let you know what we roll into the first supercharger stop at.
Alright, and here's our first stop of the day at the Yemassee, probably saying it wrong, Yemassee Supercharger in South Carolina. We made a pretty good stretch there, 200 miles, went from 100% down to it was about 22%. Charged for a little bit, and now we're on our way to the next stop.
We just left our first supercharging stop of our trip, and we've already changed course once already, and for a good reason. We were supposed to stop in Savannah, Georgia, but we realized that we were going to get there with 37% charge, and that means that we would actually charge a little bit slower because it's better to roll in with a lower state of charge. So we continued on, and we made it from Florida all the way to South Carolina, stopping in Yemassee, and we stayed there for 25 minutes, and we put 184 miles back on the car. It cost us $14.10. And now we're back on the road, and we will be hopefully stopping in our next stop in the next hour.
This graph is our actual charge curve from our first supercharging stop. Now we'll use adding 40% of range to the battery as our metric, comparing where we started versus if we would have started with a higher state of charge. So from 22% to 62%, that only took 13 minutes. Whereas if we would have started at 37% going to 77%, that would have taken 20 minutes. And so it was a 7-minute savings by starting at a lower state of charge. Just finishing up a charge here in Mooresville, North Carolina. It's our third charge of the day. It's nice they have some trash right here that has been emptied, which doesn't always happen, and you can see there's a ton of stalls here, so pretty nice charger.
We're here at Lake Norman State Park, and we got our ShockFlo working. We're plugged into some Nema 1450s here that they have at the park, and it's working well.
Run away to your escape. Run away, run away, run away. Sometimes I just wanna disappear, running until I can feel you near. I need a new purpose, I'm looking for so much more. Don't leave me here searching, you're just what I'm longing for. When times are getting crazy.
Here we are at the Mount Airy Supercharger, plugging in for our first supercharger of the day. Alright, we're wrapping up our charge here at Mount Airy. Superchargers are nice, you know, you got trash and whatnot, but it's at a gas station. The bathrooms were not the greatest, so aside from that though, it was a good charge up. Had lunch.
We left Mooresville, North Carolina, and we just stopped at Mount Airy, North Carolina. The supercharger was at a Circle K. We spent 26 minutes. That was because we had our lunch while we were charging, so it took us a little bit longer. It cost us $15.49, and we added 164 miles.
And we are wrapping up our charging session. Second stop of the day here in Lexington, Virginia at a Sheetz gas station.
On the road with a motorbike, hanging around between the mountains, coast to coast, you know how to drive. Dragonflies around the sunset, can you believe we're together? We're celebrating September. What do you mean it's forever? Forever is a time to be with you. Playing games, show me how you jump off a cliff into the water. Taxi boat, where's left behind? Rainbow rain in every color. We go around the island. What do you mean it's a one way? We're in the middle of nowhere, and all we wanna do is fall in love, yeah. While we were able to do most of our activities here in Luray with just some trickle charging in our Airbnb, we are going to need to charge up for our next activity because it's a big one. We are hitting up the supercharger so that we can do Skyline Drive. Please hit that subscribe button if you would like to see the chargers along the drive as well as all of the scenic lookouts along the way.